Hello, 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 and a very warm welcome to another episode of Special English Corner. I'm your host, Mark, and I am so excited to be here today. The sun is shining, I have a warm cup of coffee, and we are ready to learn.
And I'm Sharon. Hi, Mark. Hi, everyone. I'm feeling great today because we're talking about a topic that is very close to my heart. It's a topic that almost every English learner asks us about in our emails.
That's right, Sharon. Every day, we get messages from people all over the world, from Brazil, from China, from Egypt, from France. They all say the same thing. Mark, Sharon, I spend hours studying grammar books. I can read English news. I can understand you when you speak slowly. But when I try to open my mouth, I just cannot speak.
It is a very common and very frustrating problem. We call this the silent period, or simply being stuck. People often feel like their mouth is locked with a heavy key. They have the beautiful words and perfect grammar in their head, but the path from the brain to the mouth is blocked.
Exactly. So today, dear listeners, we are going to give you that key. We are going to unlock your mouth. We are going to share the best methods, the little secrets, and the daily habits that will help you start speaking English today. Not next year, not when you finish a textbook, but today.
And remember, listeners, this is Special English Corner. Our goal is to make English accessible. We will use simple words, clear sentences, and we will speak at a comfortable speed so you can understand every single tip.
Sharon, before we get into the how, let's spend a little more time on the why. Why is speaking so scary for beginners? I remember when I learned my second language, I was terrified.
I think the biggest reason is the fear of judgment. We are afraid of making mistakes. We think if I say he go instead of he goes, people will think I am not smart. Or if my accent sounds different, people will laugh at me.
But in reality, that's almost never true. Think about it. If a person comes to you and tries to speak your native language, do you laugh at them?
Never. I actually feel a lot of respect for them because I know how hard it is to learn a new language.
Exactly. Most people just want to understand your message. They are looking for the what, not the how. They care about the information you are sharing. Small grammar mistakes are like tiny scratches on a car. The car still drives perfectly fine.
Let's get into part 2, the secret of input, deep listening.
Okay, let's get into the first big secret. Sharon, you have a very interesting theory. You say that to be a great speaker, you must first be a hungry listener. Can you explain that?
Of course. Think about a baby. A baby doesn't start speaking the day it is born. For 1 or 2 years, a baby just listens. It soaks up the language like a sponge. This is input.
So speaking is the result of listening?
Precisely. Imagine a bottle of water. If you want to pour water out into a glass, the bottle must be full first. If the bottle is empty, nothing comes out. Listening is how you fill your language bottle.
That makes so much sense. But I know some students who listen to the BBC or CNN for hours and they still can't speak. What are they doing wrong?
They might be listening to things that are too difficult. If you listen to something and you only understand 10%, your brain gets tired and stops learning. We call the best kind of listening comprehensible input.
Comprehensible. That's a long word. It just means understandable, right?
Yes, you should choose materials where you understand about 70% of the content. You should know enough to follow the story, but there should be a few new words to challenge you.
What are some good examples for beginners?
Children's stories are wonderful. Cartoons are great because the pictures help you understand the words. Also, vlogs on YouTube about topics you love, like cooking, gaming, or travel. If you love the topic, you will want to understand.
And don't forget subtitles. I always tell beginners to watch English movies with English subtitles, not subtitles in their own language.
Yes, that connects the sound of the word to the spelling of the word. It's a double win for your brain. Let's get into part 3, the shadowing technique, step by step.
Now, let's talk about one of my favorite exercises. It's called shadowing. Sharon, we mentioned this briefly before, but let's really break it down for our listeners today.
Shadowing is like being a parrot. You listen to a native speaker and you repeat exactly what they say, almost at the same time. You are like a shadow following them.
Let's give our listeners a 3-step plan for shadowing.
Step 1, listen and read. Choose a short audio clip, maybe 30 seconds, and read the text while you listen. Make sure you understand the meaning.
Step 2, mimic the music. Listen again, but this time, don't worry about the words. Listen to the music of the voice. When does the voice go up? When does it go down? Where does the speaker pause?
Step 3, the shadow. Play the audio and speak out loud at the same time as the speaker. Try to match their speed, their emotion, and their stress. If they sound excited, you should sound excited too.
This is so powerful because it trains your mouth muscles. Speaking English uses different muscles than speaking other languages. You are basically going to the English gym.
I love that. The English gym. And you only need 10 minutes a day. You don't need a teacher for this. You just need your phone and a pair of headphones. Let's get into part 4, the think in English method. Stop translating.
Sharon, let's move on to part 4. This is a big one. How to stop translating in your head.
This is the wall that stops fluency. If you think in your native language, then translate to English, your brain is doing double work. It's like running a race while carrying a heavy backpack.
I used to do this all the time. I would think, I want to go to the store. Then I would translate, 我想去 store 商店. By the time I said it, I looked very nervous and slow.
Exactly. We need to build a direct bridge between your eyes and your English brain.
How can a beginner do this? Their English vocabulary is like a small box.
Start with labeling. Look at your breakfast. Don't think the word in your language. Look at the egg and say egg. Look at the milk and say milk.
And then you make it bigger.
Yes. Add an adjective. A white egg. Cold milk. Then add a verb. I am eating an egg. I am drinking milk.
It's like building with Lego blocks. You start with one block, then you add another.
Right. Another great exercise is the internal monologue. All day, we talk to ourselves in our heads. Where are my keys? I need to call my mom. What should I cook for dinner? Try to do these small thoughts in English.
Even if the grammar is wrong?
Especially if the grammar is wrong. The goal is to make English your thinking language. If you can think, where is my phone, in English, you will be able to say it instantly when you need to. Let's get into part 5, the power of phrases and chunks.
Let's talk about vocabulary again. Many students spend hours with flashcards learning single words. Apple, apple, book, book. Is this effective?
It's okay for very basic objects, but for speaking, it's not the best. You should learn chunks.
A chunk is like a pre-made sandwich, right?
Yes, instead of buying the bread, the meat, and the cheese separately, you just grab the whole sandwich. In English, many words always travel together.
Can you give us some examples?
Sure, instead of learning decision, learn make a decision. Instead of shower, learn take a shower. Instead of interested, learn I'm interested in.
Why does this help speaking?
2 reasons. First, you sound more natural. Native speakers say take a photo, not make a photo. Second, it's faster. Your brain doesn't have to think, okay, I need a verb, which verb goes with photo? You just pull the whole chunk out of your memory.
It's like having a library of ready-to-use sentences in your head. You just pick the one you need.
Let's get into part 6, creating your English island.
Sharon, many people tell us, I can't practice because I don't live in London or New York. What do you say to them?
I say, the world is digital now. You can build an English island in your own bedroom, no matter where you live.
How did you build your island when you were a student?
First, I changed the language on my phone and my computer. This is great because you already know where the buttons are, so you learn words like settings, upload, and delete without even trying.
That's a smart, passive way to learn. What else?
Also, I used sticky notes. I put them on everything. On the mirror, it said, "You look great today." On the fridge, it said, "Are you hungry?"
I bet your house looked very yellow with all those notes.
It did, but it worked. Also, I decided that my driving time or my bus time was English time. I only listened to English podcasts or songs during that time.
So you created a bubble of English around you. Even if people outside were speaking a different language, inside your headphones, you were in England.
Exactly. You need to surround your brain with the sounds and sights of English. Let's get into part 7, speaking to yourself, the mirror and the phone.
Okay, we have listened, we have learned chunks, and we have built our island. Now we need to move our mouth. But what if there is no one to talk to?
This is my favorite part. You are your own best speaking partner.
That sounds a bit lonely, Sharon.
It might feel a bit strange at first, but it is the most low-stress way to practice. You can talk to yourself in 2 ways.
Way number 1?
The mirror. Stand in front of the mirror and talk about your day. Today was a busy day. I went to the office and I had lunch with my friend. Look at your mouth. Try to see if you are moving your lips correctly.
And way number 2?
The voice recorder. This is a secret weapon. Record yourself speaking for 1 minute on your phone. Then listen to it.
Most people hate the sound of their own voice.
I know, right? But it is very helpful. When you listen, you will hear things you didn't notice while speaking. You might think, "Oh, I forgot the S at the end of that word," or "I should speak a bit slower."
It's like watching a video of yourself playing sports. You can see how to improve.
Let's get into part 8, finding real people, the digital age.
Eventually, though, we do want to talk to real humans. Where can a beginner find a friendly person to talk to?
There are many language exchange apps and websites. Apps like HelloTalk or Tandem are great. You can find someone who wants to learn your language, and you can help each other.
Is it free?
Many of them have free versions. You spend 15 minutes speaking your language to help them, and then they spend 15 minutes speaking English to help you.
What if you are too nervous to talk to a stranger on video?
You can start with voice messages. It's like texting, but with your voice. You can record it, listen to it, delete it if you don't like it, and send it when it's ready. It's a great bridge to real conversation.
And of course, there is AI now. There are many AI characters you can talk to. They have perfect patience.
Let's get into part 11, grammar versus fluency, the 80-20 rule.
Sharon, we have to talk about grammar again. It's the big monster for many learners.
Let's kill that monster. Mark, when you are talking to me right now, are you thinking about grammar rules?
No, I'm thinking about the ideas I want to share with you.
Exactly. Beginners often make the mistake of trying to be 100% correct. They wait and wait until the sentence is perfect in their head before they say it.
And then the conversation has already moved to a new topic.
Right. I suggest the 80-20 rule for speaking. Focus 80% of your energy on fluency, the flow, and only 20% on accuracy, the grammar.
So it's okay to say, "I go to store yesterday"?
Yes, I understand you perfectly. You made 2 small mistakes. It should be "I went to the store," but the communication was successful.
Grammar is like the decorations on a cake. The message is the cake itself. A cake with no decorations is still a delicious cake, but decorations with no cake, that's just a mess.
I love that. Focus on making the cake first. Make sure people understand your main idea. You can fix the decorations later as you get better. Let's get into part 10, pronunciation, accent, and confidence.
Let's talk about the way we sound. Many students tell me, I want to sound like a native speaker. I want a perfect British or American accent.
I think that is a stressful goal. Having an accent is not a mistake. An accent tells the story of where you're from. It's a part of your identity.
Even in English-speaking countries, everyone has an accent. A person from New York sounds very different from a person from London or Sydney.
Exactly. The goal should not be zero accent. The goal should be clarity.
Clarity, making it easy for people to understand you.
Yes. Focus on two things, word stress and vowel sounds. In English, we don't say every part of a word with the same power. We say computer, not computer.
If you get the stress right, people will understand you even if your individual sounds are a bit off.
And don't speak too fast. Many learners think speaking fast makes them sound fluent, but actually, it often just makes them harder to understand. Even native speakers speak slowly when they want to be clear. Let's get into part 11, the 2-minute rule for busy people.
Sharon, we are coming to the end of our talk today, but we need to discuss consistency. Many people study for 5 hours on Sunday and then do nothing for the rest of the week.
That is like eating 7 dinners on Sunday and then starving for the rest of the week. Your brain can't work like that.
So what is the better way?
I call it the 2-minute rule. Promise yourself that you will do something in English for just 2 minutes every day.
Only 2 minutes? That seems too short to learn anything.
The goal is not the 2 minutes. The goal is the habit. If you tell yourself you must study for an hour, your brain will find excuses. I'm tired, I have no time, but anyone can find 2 minutes.
And usually, once you start, you keep going, right?
Exactly. Once you open your book or turn on your podcast, you'll probably stay for 10 or 15 minutes, but the 2-minute promise makes it easy to start.
Consistency is the secret sauce. A little bit every day creates a mountain of knowledge over a year.
Let's get into part 12, listener questions and answers, the detailed Q&A.
Wow, Sharon, we have covered a lot of ground today. Let's summarize the key points for our listeners.
Great idea. 1. Input first. Listen to things you love and understand. 2. Shadowing. Train your mouth muscles like an athlete. 3. Think in English. Stop translating and start labeling your world. 4. Phrases over words. Learn chunks to sound natural and fast. 5. Be your own partner. Talk to the mirror and record your voice. 6. Consistency. Use the 2-minute rule to stay on track every day.
And most importantly, be kind to yourself. You are learning a whole new way to connect with the world. That is an amazing thing.
It really is. Don't compare your day 1 to someone's year 10. Every sentence you say is a victory.
Well, Sharon, I think that is all the time we have for today's episode of Special English Corner.
I hope our listeners feel inspired to open their mouths and speak today.
Thank you for joining us. If you found this helpful, please share it with a friend. The more people we can help, the better.
And don't forget to check the detailed learning plan we put in the show notes.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep smiling.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.